So no Premier League football this weekend, but just the small case of City in a quarter-final. Alright, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to talk about recent results.
Great.
Results, as well as looking forward to the weekend's fixture against Manchester City, who have yet to beat us in both contests, who Jack rightly points that out in previous discussions we have, as he would say, to penalties we win. Is that what you're still saying? So
Sure.
Let's get into it. We are currently live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, and I'm also running it on TikTok as well. So anyone who's watching on TikTok, you can throw some questions in there, but come and join us on the YouTube channel because it would be much easier for me to follow. There's only so many comment sections I can follow. I don't know why I've done that.
Here's the question: can the people on TikTok hitting me?
No.
So they're missing the best part of the show then.
Yes.
All right, cool.
In a way, yes. So yeah, if you want to hear the other side of the conversation, then log on to YouTube. Fantastic. Lovely stuff. How are we all doing? I'm looking at the chat. So plenty of people in there already. Yes, we do have other football games on in the background. 8 o'clock kickoffs. It's always going to happen that way, isn't it? So
Exactly.
We'll try not to get distracted. We'll keep on topic as best we can.
Yeah, to be fair though, the game I don't care about is what's on now, so I don't care about Chelsea. But this Liverpool Arsenal game coming up could be pretty spicy.
At Chelsea at home.
They're away. They have to get the mega bus, didn't they?
Oh my goodness, we will save a bit of time at the end of the show to talk about what is going on with Chelsea Football Club, because I'm sure it's on a lot of people's minds. Maybe, just me. So, should we have a quick look back then? Should we try and rip this off as quickly as possible? Let's jump all the way back to just under a week ago to the contest against Newcastle United, where sadly, we came out second best on the night and went down to 2-1. There were two very good goals from Newcastle. I do have to say that. I think we played much better in the Newcastle game than we did in the Watford game. And you could argue we were perhaps a little bit unlucky in the Newcastle game in terms of the chances we created. But Newcastle took their chances and won, didn't they?
Yeah, it's you're right. It's when you're looking back at it, the Newcastle felt like a slip up. Like you can see moments in the game where we should have gotten something, deserved something out of it. Yeah. And full 90 minutes, Newcastle probably deserved it a little bit more. But we were in there, we could have stolen something. And then the Watford game was kind of like somehow even worse. It's like they really didn't learn any lessons from Newcastle. It was, Mike, the amount of the passing just around the box they did, but it was so clear that we just needed to get the ball moving fast.
Yeah,
it was frustrating. It was 90 minutes of them passing the ball when there were people on the wing running into space. I just didn't get it. It was pretty much the entire game. Moy, Livramento, they were all open on the wings there, but it took them 6 passes to get to them where it should have taken 1. And that's what stopped us. You're just never going to break down those relegation team defenses when they're trying to lock up a game. The game that they've got on take. And 2 stupid goals. Let's be fair.
They were stupid goals. Well, the second one was well worked. The first one was just shocking, wasn't it? I mean, the back passing going on. I mean, I thought the pitch looked quite heavily watered and the ball was being quite sluggish. So I'm not sure what was happening there. But it was probably the first game I've seen the highlights of and thought, oh, thank goodness they didn't show the rest. Because for anyone who watched those highlights, that didn't give you any idea how bad we were.
Yeah, we were a lot.
I mean, it was one of those games where it kicked off and I felt quite comfortable, probably quite arrogantly so, sat there thinking like, wow, we're not going to lose this, are we? This is at least a point. It's just one of those games. And then we just capitulated. And I think that the big problem for us was the inclusion of such a large midfield and the inclusion of Will Smallbone, because he just looked lost.
Oh yeah.
It was a tough watch. I mean, it just looked like everyone was tripping over each other. We had Romeo and Moy and Smallbone on the same patch of grass at one stage. It was just an utter mess.
I can't remember what part of the game was. Remember that there was that challenge they went. There was literally, like you said, 3 of them on one patch of grass going in for a challenge that none of them got, and then everybody was out of position. It was just no one was calling for balls. How many times in that game did you see a player leave it for another player when they really shouldn't have done it? Like there's no need for it. There was no communication. It just seemed like after the West Ham game, you thought, okay, well, maybe they're a bit sluggish, even though they've been rested. And then each game they just look more and more sluggish. I don't understand what's happened there. But yeah, you're right. Smallbone was lost. I feel bad for him because he's not physical enough to be a number 6, where Romeo is. I don't think he's quite talented enough with a pass of the ball to be where James is, and he's not a number 10. The best we've seen him this season is out on the wing against West Ham, and that's why when I saw the lineup, like you said, like if that lineup was the other Armstrong, and we went 4-2-2-2, and Smallbone was on the wing, it'd probably been okay, probably been a decent first half. But
I don't think Stuart Armstrong has had a great game for a while. I think he didn't look good on Sunday, and I didn't think he looked good on Thursday.
Again, he didn't look great on Thursday, but I think that again it took so long for us to get in position. It was against Newcastle. We got to a point where I was like, I really wish we had Redmond on the bench to bring on and just change up the wings a little bit. And even when we brought Gineppo on, that was too late in the game with the 5 minutes left to go. And then in the last game, you're right. I feel bad for Elyounoussi because Elyounoussi is playing his goddamn skin off. And he's all over that midfield doing whatever he can to do anything. He got the well-deserved goal. And it's just I felt bad for him towards the end of that game because I was like, he's put in so much effort, but the rest of the midfield has been so congested. It's just not
scored the goal.
Exactly, good finish as well from him. Really good finish.
Yeah,
but it was just a shame. And I think Redmond should have come on a bit earlier, just to get back to where we should have been.
See, that's what I'm thinking. To have Redmond on the pitch instead of Stuart Armstrong might have been a smarter move, and sticking to up top with Adam Armstrong, who I thought looked really good when he came on against Newcastle. I think that
was the big surprise. At
dangerous.
the end of that Newcastle game, we all thought, right, Brozier could do the rest. He's not been the best the past few games. Let's get Adam in and to because he wants to prove a point, and he looked really rapid at the end of that Newcastle game. Again, wish he would have come on about 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah,
probably could have gotten something out of it. And then going into the next game, it kind of all under the assumption that okay, he's going to start because I don't want to.
Is that you?
Apparently, it's me. It's nice that and now I feel real famous. I feel real famous now.
It's like when Troops joined the chat. That's a good one. I like that.
I mean, I feel honoured. I love the picture. I love everything about that.
It's a great picture. Just a quick note as well, because I saw there was a comment from someone saying, let's see if I can find it. Do Southampton fans hate Watford fans? I just want to answer this question. No. And I'll be honest with you, they weren't the loudest, but they're probably my favourite fans this season. Do you know why? Because they know what they are.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
They know what they are, and every time they come to St Mary's, they just have a laugh with us, and I love it. It's like you're and they just sing back whoop. It's just loved it. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep it a family show, but you know what I'm saying.
It's like I get it. Like Watford,
we've lost the ball. Brilliant.
I think the biggest. I think I would agree more if so many of them weren't sat down.
I think they had a lot of young supporters, and
there was. Like I said to you when you arrived, it was the opposite of Newcastle, where there was so many kids, and there was
They had clothes on as well.
I think they had the
which a
Watford.
lot of
Yeah,
Newcastle
true.
fans didn't. Yeah.
In fact, they had double clothes on because as soon as the Watford team came out, they gave all the kids their training shirts. These training shirts. I think they were Watford juniors training shirts.
Okay.
So that was just a nice thing to see.
So they don't know how to treat their managers, but they know how to treat their fans. Love it.
Yeah, it's that fan base of it is it's a family club, a lot like Southampton, and it just looked like that, on the weekend. But when they were going. They probably weren't my favorite. I'm kind of like the opposite of you. I prefer it when they're really rowdy and they're all kicking off and having a great time.
I enjoy that as well. But what I'm saying is that they don't care. They don't care. They literally do not care, and they're just there for a good time. And I love that. And that's brilliant.
But neither did the Newcastle fans.
In
the opposite sense, in which they just really didn't give a shit.
Yeah. There's quite a few comments on these broadcasts from Newcastle fans. So yeah, they made their feelings perfectly clear, which is fine. Entitled to their opinions. I don't care.
I don't think there's a fan base I hate though. Chelsea maybe.
Really? They haven't done anything wrong. Their ownership has, but the fans
they've done a lot of things wrong.
Okay, maybe the chanting, but you know what it's like. You have a.
Are we going to forget? Going to forget that that poor restaurant owner in the Champions League final getting his place smashed up and then getting beaten up?
Okay, there was that.
There was that.
But let's be honest. There are a small section of everyone's fans who complete.
Yeah,
no. Just no. Unfortunately, we had someone at our ground when the Cardiff came to town, and they just did something absolutely horrific. So
exactly.
We can't stand on the pulpit. So
there's bad people, and there's bad people everywhere. But do you know what? There's nice people like us too.
Balance the equation, and nice people that were in our chat section as well. So let's not forget that.
Well,
the ones without the weird blue ones with that half moon badge that occasionally pop up from the dark side of Hampshire. But we
go on, Plymouth. I got to say, I started following Pieface after this weekend.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. For some reason, I didn't follow him on any social medias. He was just that guy I saw pop up and stuff. And then after Plymouth beat Portsmouth, and he put up just a post I thought was funny. Look, you're getting that follow, my friend.
Yeah.
And I think he got a big boost from Saints fans after that. I saw so many Portsmouth fans being like, unfollow, and the Saints fan being like, follow.
Yeah, absolutely. So, should we move on? Should we draw a line under the whatever we were talking about?
Both of those games. Yeah. So we should talk about Kyle Walker-Peters was still fantastic as always.
You had a few negative things to say about his defensive positioning, but I think that's down to the midfield.
It was. That was more down to on reflection. It was more down to the midfield not being in the right place. But at the same time, it was his side that they were attacking down. So if you're the defender of that wing, it kind of is your fault. But it's not anymore.
I honestly don't see how Ralph got that so wrong though, because when you think about it, if you're playing that many players in midfield and you still got your attacking wing backs, that's leaving you with one or two centre backs to deal with a counter attack from Watford when we're already pressing ridiculously. I just don't get it. It's just like, why? It's like the worst thing to do against Watford. Why do it?
It kind of rings a little bit of what that game I always point to of Leeds, when that first game against Bielsa where he put out a weak side, and it's like, was he trying something this game? Was he knowing that City's on the weekend, so let's try this here because it's there's no time to do that in this game right now unless you're high flying. But at the same time, like I said, coming out of the game, we're still sat 10th, still doing stuff. So he wants to try a bit. It's just annoying that we get that happens. So
yeah,
you're right. I don't see what was going on. I thought Selassie didn't have a great game. Is some passing, a lot of out position, and there was a lot of time throughout the season when the ball comes towards him, I'm like, he's going to make that challenge. And during this run that we've had, this nice little streak that we've had, I've been confident that he's going to get the ball pretty much every time. Same ways when people would line up against the free kick, I'm like, they're going to be offside from this because we're really good at playing this offside trap.
Yeah.
the last couple of games, I'm like, Salah's not putting in those challenges, and neither's Bednarek really.
Yeah.
They're being very protected by Ward-Prowse and Romeo.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Coming in from Adrian, Salas's class, but the last 2 games he's proved he's still human. I'd agree. I think both Newcastle and Watford, he hasn't played particularly well. Some more flattering comments from your super fan there, Jackie Hansen. I agree.
See it in real life. It is dynamite.
See it in real life. There we go. Some comments there. Should have brought on Valerie for Celeste at half time. I think, if you were looking at this game saying, okay, we've got 35 points, effectively we're safe for another season in the Premier League, I want to try something, Valerie in a centre-back position.
Valerie and Salasso at centre back position, like in that way you say, when we get to a point where we can start trying stuff where we really are comfortable, I wouldn't actually mind seeing that. I kind of miss Lianco, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
This time right now would be a great time to see Lianco on the pitch and just really try coming and adapt. So I miss him greatly, but in the meantime, I would like to see Valerie get some more time in that position because I thought he played really, really well against West Ham.
Yeah.
Even with next to Stevens. So it's funny, like Stevens and Bednarak don't work, but Stevens and Valerie work.
Stevens and Lianco works.
Stephen and Lianco works. It's just they those two together just know.
Valerie, Stevens and Lianco works.
It does work. You're right.
Yeah. There you go. 2024. It's our year. We'll get involved.
We only do evens, mate. We only do evens.
Yeah, indeed. Adam Armstrong to start this weekend. Great question. Should we move on? Let's move on to
let's go into the game.
What the title of the broadcast actually is for our preview for Man City in the FA Cup on Sunday afternoon at 3:00 kickoff. 3:00 kickoff. God, that's so football.
It's weird, isn't it? It's been a while since I've done that.
Football time for a football game.
When was the last time we saw Southampton play at 3:00 on a Saturday?
Oh my goodness, yeah, you're right. It's been a while.
It's been a long time. Feels like years. I've not had to book a day off of work in so long to watch the football.
I'm trying to think.
If anybody,
this year?
Come on, guys, in the comment section, if anybody can tell us when the last time we played at 3:00 on a Saturday was.
3:00 on Saturday. 3:00 on Saturday. What was I thinking?
Especially at home.
Yeah.
Maybe because I think away from home, probably United game.
No, it's 12. That's midday kickoff.
You're right, it was.
Yeah, it's live on BT Sports.
And it's live.
Was it Everton? It might have been Everton.
Maybe.
Everyone's going with Everton. Adrian's going with 1976. I'd probably go with Everton over 1976.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready to say it. Oh, Villa away. There it was. Yeah.
Again, like, yeah, right. But I was thinking more at home. But yeah.
Yeah. Everton. There it is. Thank you, chat section.
Good to have you. Thanks,
Great work. So, should we try and figure out what lineup we're doing? I mean, first let's talk about Manchester City's form. They've not been scoring loads of goals. It faltered a little bit maybe against Crystal Palace, who played a very good game against them. Was that last night? Yeah,
they drew. Was it 0-0? Was it they drew?
0-0. Yeah, 0-0. And
the teams are making hard work of them, and it does ring kind of good for us because you would have thought at this stage in the season they really need to make sure they're getting the points here. Like, to be fair, this Liverpool game would probably determine a lot of it because if Liverpool win this and they're still catching up, I feel like the team might be a bit weaker on the weekend. But if they lose, you never know, they might go the other way of it. So yeah, it's
Monday night. It's Monday night. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I think also the way that Manchester City play without an out-and-out striker perhaps suits us a little bit in terms of like we don't need to sit back as much as we might ordinarily do with a couple of strikers on the pitch. I don't know.
Well, the way the way Watford play, it doesn't work for us. The way they sit back with the ball and they're going to go on the counter doesn't work for us. We need a team to come out and play,
Yeah,
and City will come out and play. They're a big, of course they will. They're Man City. They're going to come out and play football, and they're going to use those wide players because that is what they're going to use their midfield because they are all midfield.
yeah,
And like you've seen this season, that works for us. And 2 draws. It's gonna go. Someone's gonna win this match. So
yeah. Indeed. I got a question here on TikTok. Did you enjoy the game against Watford?
no,
Not really.
no,
Not really.
I didn't.
It was a nice day as well. In the sunshine, I thought it was going to go.
In
Anyway,
the sunshine.
sunshine right in the eyes.
Can we quickly take a minute to big up the halftime DJ for once again
Yeah,
coming in
smashing
with
it.
about us?
Yeah, with the down themed songs, which would have been a bit more funny had we had a bit more success on the pitch.
Small victories, mate. Small victories in a day.
Yeah.
I'll take that one.
Do you know what? I think a lot of the away fans will appreciate it as well. Just to see
I don't think they notice.
No.
No.
Until
No.
we draw attention.
I think the West Ham fans probably notice. They're probably like, cats, we get you.
Yeah, yeah.
But the down songs kind of a lot of songs do that. I feel like I would have missed it. If it was me, I probably would have missed it.
So let's move on to the lineups. We'll have a bit of a chat about who would potentially be worried about from the Man City side. After which, because of course, Saints FC vlogs mention here one positive: Ruben Diaz is injured. But they do have many good players, many great players. And
You got one or two.
Grealish. Yeah, done the Jack Grealish joke yet
Who?
again.
Who? I mean, Keira Knightley. Yeah, I liked her in Bender like that. She was good stuff.
Jack Grealish was great in Love, actually. Loved him.
Really good. Pirates of the
So
Caribbean, he was.
So good.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Mr. Grealish. You're in one.
This is all going to come back and bite us in the arse in it on Sunday.
Nah, when's that ever happened?
Yeah, I attempted it last time and it didn't work out. So, that's not funny. So my the thing that I'm watching the Tottenham game on is just showing me the Watford Southampton game. I don't want to see that. It's bad enough being there.
It knows. It knows what it's trying to do.
It knows. Right, let's get into our predicted lineup for Sunday's game, and I haven't done one previously, so this won't be like this is what I think at the end of it, because I wasn't prepared. So sorry about that.
Good job.
Sorry about that. So big question mark is we all saw the images of Willy Caballero with the mitre ball in his hand.
We all got scared, didn't we? We all went jelly legged.
So what are we thinking? Is this going to be like, oh, it's a cup game, we play Willy?
There's a little bit of me that thinks he might.
Me too.
And do you know what? And the funny, I think it's because it is a cup game, and it could go to penalties. And Willy's, he's kind of like he was even Chelsea's cup goalkeeper, wasn't he, for those runs?
Yeah,
it's kind of what he is good at.
I'm particularly worried about this because let's face it, in the West Ham game, he made 9 changes, and I think there wasn't a single Saints fan in the stadium, online, on Twitter, that thought that was a good plan, because of our position in the league that's fairly comfortable, and effectively, we have a chance of getting silverware this season, progressing the FA Cup. So to see that many changes kind of wound a lot of people up, and had that not gone the right way, I think it would have been but it did. It went well. It went well. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that now that we're up against the Manchester City, I thought West Ham were going to be a tough task enough, really, to be honest with you. Do you... I'm like you. I'm worried he's going to do it. Do you think it's the right thing to do, though?
Do you know what the thing is, that we have lost the last few league games, so to change up to play against City isn't a bad move, really. But I don't think it'll be 9 changes, but I think there'll be changes, and I do kind of think Willy will start. Now that we've seen, that when you see those sort of pictures, it almost just confirms it, doesn't it? And he is the kind of cup goalkeeper, and I don't hate it. It was just those corners that were really
Do you think Forster had a not a great game?
Um,
The last two.
his he's had problems. You know, there's been a few times where he's dithering with the ball. At least with Willie, you know, he's just going to pout it. Like he's not comfortable with the ball at his feet, so he's just going to get it gone.
Yeah.
And that we need to do that. You know, we just need to start doing that a lot more. I think Forster dawdling on the ball a lot recently is. I think before they were like give him space because he's just going to kick it, and now they're like, oh wait, no, he actually might take a touch, so go pressure him because he's going to mess it up. So
Yeah.
at least we're really going to get those clearances. It was from the corners he looked very shaky, but he's still a great shot stopper.
But he tries to catch it with his elbows.
Do you think he's trying to do the Schmeichel catch? You know, like Schmeichel catches it like that.
He's going to do a scorpion kick on Sunday. You wait. He'll do that crazy thing off the goal line. It's like. Whoosh.
So I could see it happening. I think there's going to be a few changes, and I do kind of think William will be one of them.
All right, let's lock in Willie. Centre backs. I'm kind of thinking that he's going to go with Salasu.
So do I, but it's the other side, isn't it? If he's going Salasu, then it's going to be Bednarak. But there's a little part of me that thinks that might change. And there's a bit of saying maybe we might see Valerie and Stevens again.
So you're thinking 3 centre backs?
No, I'm thinking Valerie and Stevens, and no Salasu.
What?
Yeah, you heard. You heard. And then three at the back when we need it.
Okay. Wait, hang on. Let me work this out. So you want Salasu in there? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. No.
No.
I just want Stevens and Valerie. I don't want this. This is just what I think will probably happen because of the last.
Who's your third at the back? Who's your third at the back?
Right now, no one. But as the game goes on, I can see us changing to 3 at the back.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard me.
I'm telling you now, if he starts with Valerie and Stevens, I know it's not a dumb decision, but there'll be a lot of people that'll be like, "You're doing what?" Let us know in the chat section.
It could be Salisu and Valerie. It could be in any number of combinations, but I just don't think it will be Salasu and Bednarak.
Yeah.
And then if it's not them, what's your next strongest pairing? Maybe it is Salasu and Stevens, but even then, I'm not too sure.
No, I don't know. I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I'm leaving it in there. All right. Your fullbacks. What are we thinking? Are we thinking Peru?
I don't know. What do you think? This again is kind of confused, kind of hard for me. I think the Watford game.
Carl Walker-Peters is on the pitch.
Obviously, but I think the Watford game was the first game that we've lost with Kyle Walker-Peters at right back this season. I think that was a stat I saw.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's better to have Kyle Walker-Peters in Peru or if you want Livramento's been a little bit off it the last couple of games, hasn't he?
But he's due a performance, so
he is due a performance. But I actually thought he was quite good coming on for Kyle Walker-Peters in that against West Ham.
Yeah.
I don't think that even going in front of him in that right position.
Not playing further up pitch in the field. Okay. So
I'm saying Peru, probably Peru and Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah, same. Just for the physical sense and the adaptability. Because I still think Kyle Walker-Peters going forward kind of gives us everything that an informed Gineppo does in terms of his trickiness and his creative play.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's just not waste anyone's time and just get on with it.
Yeah, let's pop those boys in there. Romero.
All the years I've been tapping this into the computer and just forgot how to spell Romeo's name. That's a weird one, isn't it?
It's a bit.
It's a sign. So, big call.
Yeah, that's for sure. And then Redmond. I'm gonna say Redmond.
Yeah. Pep loves Redmond.
Oh, do you know what? The other thing we have to take into account is that the FA Cup, all the players have said the balls are lighter, and that's why Peru took that shot against West Ham.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like peppering these shots in would be good. So Peru you got to start because definitely. Now think about it, yeah, because he scored that banger. Let's get him back on that ball again.
Yeah.
But then do you want Armstrong on the ball as well to whack it in? Redmond, because Armstrong to come on later on is quite a good option as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Right up top. Up top.
Shane Long and Adam Armstrong. I'm going to go Long and Armstrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 5 subs, mate. 5 subs. 5 subs this game.
You think he's going to start Shane Long against Man City on Sunday?
Yep.
I'm going to repeat, just in case you didn't hear me, Jack.
Yep.
You think he's going to start Shane Long against Man City on Sunday?
Yeah, I do.
Is my mic on? Is this on? Hello?
He's gonna
Am I on mute?
He's going to absolutely do all that Man City defence.
Wow.
Say something. Listen, mate, you're the one typing these names in. You don't have to listen to me.
I mean, he did against West Ham, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I think he might do it just to wind up the fan base.
And against Swansea. Shane Long scores in the cup, mate.
Shane Long scores. We're on. Sod it. I'm putting it in.
Tell you what, actually, take Redmond out. Put Walcott in. It was his birthday. It was his birthday. So
stop it now. Stop it. You can have Long.
You can't have Long and Walcott at the same time. That's something we all agree.
Oh man, yeah, I'd like to see Adam Armstrong get a run out. I really would, and I think maybe Bro just gone a little bit off the boil, so maybe just a little bit more time. But I don't know. Adam Armstrong does look good. Am I locking this in? Really, I'm just kind of looking at it, thinking like that back 2 centre back pairing and Long up front. Yeah, whatever, it's fine. We are a channel that's based on gut feeling, and James has pointed out. Hat trick coming. There we go.
Exactly. Shane Long scores were on the pitch, mate. You know, let's be fair. You could probably see Shea starting instead of Shane. You can see Salasu and Bednarek starting over Stevens and Valerie. But if we're just being spicy and putting our necks on the line a little bit, I kind of think we could see this. This is a little, it's a slight improvement. It's an improvement. It's a different move. It was definitely an improvement over the West Ham lineup. Just a little bit of an improvement.
I just think somebody's comments are funny. Diallo will start. Yeah. Diallo instead of Romeo. That's the sort of thing that would be done.
But here's the thing. That's why I think this is like, you see the other changes, but that one I don't see because you want Romeo covering for the defense. Like this is almost a 4-1-3-2. Do you know what I mean? It's almost that's almost what we're playing. So yeah, that's how I see it. But come on, break it down, Mike. Why do you think I'm wrong? Tell me why I'm wrong. He can't.
I can't because I think that whenever you play a Man City side, you know what you're up against, and there is a certain method, and I think anything's possible, really.
I just think they need to learn. The things they need to learn from the last game is that we won't be able to pass the ball about. So it's going to have to be that more straight delivery. It's going to have to be direct balls.
Yeah.
And, you kind of want that, Shane Long's a good target man for that kind of thing.
Shane Long's a good target man, but Shane Long is also the sort of player that winds up defences.
Exactly.
And causes problems and just generally plays, no disrespect to the man, because I think he's fantastic, but he plays kind of championship style.
He plays poop house football, and I love it.
Yeah, that sort of stuff.
We will want to wind this team up. I think Ward-Prowse is going to be winding up the boys. Kyle Walker-Peters is for sure. That's the only reason I think maybe, again, Stevens and Valerie, they don't have that out-and-out striker.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be, pushing in those other roles. So this is just how one man sees it, mate.
Yeah, just as. Oh dear. Right, we're locking it in. That is exactly the team that's going to play on Sunday at 3:00 against Man City, as per Mike and Jack. There we go.
Don't question it. That is what's happening.
Yeah, and Shane Long will prevail. Indeed, he will. Yeah, tricky goalkeeper as well. Goalkeeper. So that is our predicted 11 for the game. There we go. Is there any looking ahead to Man City players? Is there any particular players that you're particularly worried about in terms of Southampton facing?
Silva, De Bruyne, Grealish, Foden, Mahrez, Sterling. All of them really. Gundogan, Kyle Walker. They're all pretty deadly. They're all.
I think that the last one you mentioned, Kyle Walker, made a couple of errors on Monday night against Crystal Palace. So I think there's a few cracks in their back line. I think with Ruben Diaz being out as well, which is probably going to lead up to them. Sorry, just get distracted by the noise there too. Lead up to them having to sort of change around a few things in the way they play football. So I don't know. I can see us. I think it might be a good game.
It's been all season. If we can frustrate them like we have, the performance of the season against City were both surprises. Even before any of the runs or other things we did, they were both really good performances, regardless of everything that was going behind it. So you would hope that Ralph has this City team not figured out, but he knows what to do against them.
Yeah.
All you got to think is that Pep probably won't like that third time in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have those injuries, and they probably won't be able to. I feel like City won't play the team that they would like to play. They won't go out full force on the weekend.
No.
They won't go out what they would be playing going out with a Champions League side. They would be going. It'd be a bit either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see us pinching it. Pep loves the League Cup, and he didn't. Although they are on for a treble, so you can see them.
Yeah.
Really wanting it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's chance of silverware, of course they're going to be going for it. But, we have frustrated them before in the past, and we have, we kept a clean sheet and arguably should have got a win at the Etihad. We got a 1-1 draw with the Kyle Walker-Peters goal last time we played them, which was that earlier this year?
It was. That's the thing. Like when you look at the best performances for us this season,
January,
best performance for us this season have been against Tottenham, United, City. Playing against the top 6 clubs, we're doing all right. Like I'm actually quite excited for the replays. The next rounds with Chelsea and Arsenal and that, because I think we play well against those teams because they're going to come and play football.
Yeah,
and we're going to play football against them, and that is where we're going to. There's the reason we've lost against Newcastle and Watford because we couldn't adapt to what they were doing.
Yeah,
Villa's the annoying one because Villa, you're like,
well, I think Villa were reverting to kind of a more physical game as well. So they've got unbelievable talent with Coutinho, which still seems mad. They got players like Coutinho in their squad, but so I think we were kind of caught out by them a little bit because I think Ralph was a little bit shocked that they were playing such a physical game. But like you say.
All you got to do, mate. Apparently, I understand how you win the games now. You go 1-0 up, and then you drop that every time a player touches you. That's how Watford and Newcastle did a lot of it. And
yeah,
I do kind of blame Dan Sheldon for all of this, by the way. Before that Athletic article, people weren't doing it as much at Southampton. But as soon as everybody realised Southampton do that thing within 60 and 70 minutes, which, let's be fair, everyone does.
Yeah.
Suddenly, it's like, Southampton deserve that. It's like, well, no.
I was watching another fan channel, Total Saints podcast. I suggest everyone go and check them out. And they were saying, they had someone on there that was basically saying how we should be booking players for time wasting earlier on.
Yeah.
It's pointless booking them for, in the 85th minute, and booking
Yeah,
the
they need to know
goalkeeper.
early that it doesn't
And
fly.
apparently there was a game that someone was booked early and they were sent off in the first half for time wasting, and everyone was like, "Well, how on earth that happened?" Well, he was time wasting.
Yeah.
And I think if we start making a bit more standpoint on that, I mean, let's be honest, every team does it, and I think we've probably had quite a few come to St Mary's and do it when they've sort of taken the lead.
Yeah.
It's only been recently, to be honest with you, but it is frustrating when you're trying to
Yeah.
watch a spectacle of football and you've paid your goodness
I
knows
think
how much to watch football, and you're only seeing 50 minutes of play because they're sort of rolling around all over the place.
I think it was also that podcast. They made a good point that Southampton play well when we make the defense run at their own goal. For the last 2-3 games, we've been playing against defense that are facing our way and just stopping them, just playing football. And it's like, yeah, that's perfect. The perfect way to sum it up. When Southampton have got a defense running at their goal, it's going to be a good game for us. But when we're just trying to sit there, pick and unlock it, it's never going to work, is it?
Yeah.
Really never is, unless the only way that works is if we do have free in midfield, we do get a number 10, but we need to get not love Will Smallbone, but we need, like, if you want that, you need to get a legit number 10. You need to get a really creative number 10. You need Coutinho. That's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna get that then you could play like that, but that's not how we play, so
No.
it's never gonna happen.
No, not at all. Not at all. But, we shall see. We shall see. Right, let's move on straight on to our... I have no idea. No idea
I do.
of what to do here. This is part of the show where we are going to give our score predictions. So everyone on the in the chat section, stick in your score predictions for Sunday, and I will be reading through all of those and even some of the ones over on TikTok as well. After Jack and I have given you our predictions for Sunday, and I'm going to let Jack go first because I've got no idea. I've got no idea.
I have got a strong feeling that it is going to be 1-0 to Southampton within 90 minutes.
Ooh.
I don't think we're going to go extra time. And I'm going to say
Wow.
1-0 us. And I say we are going to score it in the first 10 minutes. And it's going to be absolutely agony.
1-0. Is that what you're going to go with? 1-0
Yep.
Saints in the first 10 minutes of
Shane
the game.
Long's going to score it.
Shane Long, header, tap in, screamer.
45-yard belter.
45-yard belter. I love it. I love it.
Here's the thing, mate. City, they can't play with the mitre ball. They don't know how to do it. They're scared of it. One of those comes at their face, they know deaths are coming.
Wow. So, okay, 1-0. Shane Long goal. What am I going to go for? What am I going to go for? I can see what you're thinking in regards to sort of get a goal, defend like hell. Obviously, to win this game, we have to score a goal.
Yep.
Considering how we've been playing recently, I can see us conceding.
Considering we're playing Man City and West Southampton, I can see us conceding.
Yeah, I can see us conceding. So I'm going to go with a 2-1.
Ooh.
And I'm going to go with us scoring first.
Nice.
But with it, and then getting held pegged back and then nicking one to win it.
See,
Also,
I don't see that
within
happening.
moments.
I don't see that happening. I see if it needs to be we win, we're 2 up and they get one back. If it goes to 1-1,
Yeah. Well, look what happened in the previous fixture. They got one back, and we were still kind of holding on, but there were still chances being made because they're always going to go for the win. And I think that's like you were saying, where we do well against teams whose defenses run back towards their own goal. That's going to be the case, isn't it? When we're trying to nick a second, because both teams are going to go for it. This isn't a game that's going to end in a draw. Someone's got to win it, but. Like you, I think it'll be done in 90 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. There we go. So Jack's going for a 1-0. Let me punch this in. We'll be going through the chat section shortly. Just writing this in, I feel a bit silly putting 2-1. But I reckon I'm going to stick with it. Stick with it. There we go. That is our score predictions. Right, let's roll through some of these. It's funny, speaking after the game on Sunday, we're just like, do we stand a chance? We're like, nah. And then tonight we're like, yeah, going to win 1-0 and 2-1. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
That's how I feel before every game. This is...
Yeah. Oh,
people have watched this channel before.
There's some stark realism in the chat section. Go easy, people. It's only Wednesday. Come on. Right, starting off with Tom. He's going for a 2-0 City. Hey, Jack, at least it's not a draw.
Not a draw, but, grow up.
Joe's member of the channel is going for... Heart says 1-0. Head says 0-3 to City. By the way, any members, the squad section membership, there's a link to join the chats if you want to jump on and have your say live on there. The link is in the squad members section. Squeamish P, I'm going to be really careful when I read after these names.
Yeah, Eric really got you last time, didn't he?
Eric really did get me. He's going for either going to be 1-0 Saints or a 4-0 City. Look at that. Josh is going for a 2-1 Saints after extra time. Ooh, look at that. Jack from Matchday Vlogs reckons it's going to be 0-0 Saints on pens. You did say that, technically.
When did I say that? I mean, I'm saying it right there. That's clearly me. So
yeah, absolutely. He's right, you there. Barney is going straight in there. 10-0 Saints. Why not? And someone, you're not going to catch me out that easy. No, I'm not going to read that out. So yeah, but this person reckons it's going to be 3-2 Saints. Wow, Adrian's going for a 2-0 Saints. Ooh.
Just because Adrian knows football.
Erratic Bot is going for a 1-0 Saints with a 109th minute Ward-Prowse free kick.
I don't think we could physically handle James Ward-Prowse winning us this game with a free kick in the extra time. I think that would be the end of us. I think one of us is good. You go over the top. You go over the top. I'd have a heart problem. It would all kick off. It'd be the end of the channel. It would just be over.
It would just cut to a green screen. Says, "Thanks for watching. The boys have had a great time. Thank you." Fat Saints fans going for a 1-1. I didn't read off this one. Sorry. Fixed Instincts. Big Will brace to Big Kev De Bruyne. 6-5 win on pens for Saints. Love it. Fat Saints fans going for a 1-1 Saints win on penalties.
This is the only time where you can say a draw. So go for it.
Yeah, because you have to then predict what will happen in the penalty shootout. So Alex Ross is going for a 2-1 Saints. Adam Armstrong and a James Ward-Prowse free kick. 3-1 City. Sorry, just can't see us winning. There we go. Barney's putting in his scorers there. Letitz will score 3. Marley score 5. Oh, I love seeing Marley back at St Mary's. Great player.
I went to sign Van Dijk in my FIFA season. It said that he holds a grudge against Southampton. So I was like, oh, that's a shame. Didn't know he felt like that.
Wow. That's sad to read. Saints 1-1. Big header from Big Willie in the 90th. Saints winning 9-8 on penalties. Wow. Well, maybe a bit more and have the goalkeepers score some penalties.
Let's not get that far.
Fire Sweat. Have I not? I'm just going to be careful how I read these out now. I think we'll win 2-1. In the fan cam, I said we will lose, but I changed my mind. I say 2-1 Southampton, James Ward-Prowse and Shay Adams. Fantastic stuff.
See, Chloe's feeling the same. She was down in the dumps like both of us after that Watford game, but now we're going up there.
She's on board. Fantastic stuff, and thanks so much for participating in the fan cams. We'll do one after the Man City game.
Of course we will.
Regardless of it. What's going on here? Something happened on the Arsenal game. Because they're fun. It's good to catch up after the game. Win or lose. Jack, after Newcastle match, you were in the car park, paying area. Also 1-1, and we win on pens. There we go. You've been
Not to give away my location too much, but you can usually find me in the Asda car park pay area after the games because that is where we park. So It's also got. It's also there's a toilet right there, and we can all get an iron brew after the game, which is what we all need.
Max R is going for 3-2. Saints extra time. De Bruyne masterclass, but not enough to stop Walcott wreaking havoc on City. You lost me at Walcott. Sorry. The City defense will beg for it to stop.
But let's be fair. If there was a reignition of one final burst of Walcott, he loves the FA Cup. He won so many of them at Arsenal.
He scored 2 goals against us when Arsenal beat us 5-0.
If Walcott sends us into a semi-final, if Walcott sends us to a semi-final, the scenes.
Yeah, it'd be like a Ward-Prowse free kick, wouldn't it?
It would be absolutely relentless. Because here's the thing: none of us want Walcott to be bad. We all want him to be Theo Walcott and end his career at Southampton with big glory. So
yeah,
I want that for him. But it's hard to see that, isn't it, right now?
I'm going to take a break to read some off on TikTok. We've got, let me see, Jack Rolio 5 is going for 3-1 Saints. Con 997563 Saints. Zenon 6 is going for 2-1 Saints extra time. Look at that. Fantastic. Any more on here? Oh, Vince Mo is going for a 1-0 win. Forster's going to be busy boy for most of the game. So he's disagreeing with that.
No, he's not. He's going to be on the bench.
For Snell 1-0. I may be the one behind the Jack account.
What? The one I'm on?
Yeah.
You're me?
He's thinking, it is I. Lovely stuff. Tom's changed his mind. To be fair, what a way to die watching Saints win 1-0 with James Ward-Prowse in the 90th minute. Yeah, who's gonna do the end montage if I'm lying there unconscious? That's gonna be the trouble. Yeah.
I reckon I could just piece it together, but it would be offensive.
I'm not gonna read it out. But 8-0 Saints. There we go. Yeah, the only thing that will screw Saints is Mike Dean. Yeah, we do have Mike Dean officiating. It all adds to the entertainment, doesn't it? Which
is going to be difficult because it was my first telling off from the stewards at the last game. So then them invite Mike to this next game is a bit rough.
Yeah, didn't have a great performance, that referee, I do have to say. Saints fans 250 is going for a 2-1 with a Shea Adams and James Ward-Prowse. So there we have it. That is our score predictions. Thank you so much for everyone who's shot those in there. Let me see. BH Football Vids, great channel on TikTok. This is going for a 2-1 Southampton. There we go. Harrison Drysdale 3-1 City. And someone's just put no chance.
That's right. City got no chance. No chance in hell.
One here from Saints FC Vlogs. If we line up, like I said in the chat, we'll go extra time and win it. In penalties, 1-1 after extra time, 5-4 on pens. Saints win. I wonder if we do go to penalties, which end we'll shoot against. I reckon it'll be the Northern stand, because that would be just full of City fans.
I would hope not.
But in a way, because where we sit, I kind of want it to be close to where we are.
You kind of want it there, but I don't know. I think it'll be at the chapel end. Yeah, it'll be definitely, because we always do the huddle down that end. It'll be that end. It'll be down the chapel end. Yeah. And that's where the chapel end need to step up a little bit. Come on, chapel end.
Yeah, get really offensive towards the City players.
Saying that, obviously, they'll be dispersed, won't they, Northern? So there might be a few more of them.
Yeah.
Down there.
That's one benefit.
So you will see a lot more complaints after this game, because family members will have to sit next to the Northern.
Yeah, well, indeed. Right.
And if you're watching Welsh mate at the last FA Cup game at the Kingsland, stop sitting there. Sit somewhere more fun.
Yeah. Come to the Itchen North area. It's a lot of fun there. I do enjoy the little chats with complete strangers. I know we started doing the fan cam thing, so we're going to start.
I always do. I'm of the strong opinion that if you're at a football match, you can insert yourself in any conversation that you can hear.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of works out that way, doesn't it?
If somebody says something that you're like, I have an opinion on that, you're allowed to go and join that conversation.
Yeah, Yeah, no, indeed. So that pretty much sums up our preview for Manchester City in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals. That's decent anyway, isn't it?
Quarterfinals. Yeah.
It's all good stuff. Should we just spend a little bit of time to talk about? Hang on, I'm gonna edit this because we talked a lot about Everton last time, and we haven't really got anything more to add on them. But there is another football club. At the end of these preview shows, we always like to add on an extra topic of what's been discussed in the media in regards to other things going on in football that perhaps aren't related to Southampton. They might well be, but what's been going on in news recently is, of course, the sanctions put on Roman Abramovich and the impact that that's having on Chelsea Football Club. So we're going to spend, I don't know, however long it takes, probably about 10-15 minutes, I would guess, to just have a bit of a chat about what's going on. I mean, for those that don't know, effectively sanctions have been put on Roman Abramovich, and Chelsea have had special permission to operate as best they possibly can and fulfill their fixtures, whether it be in the Champions League, Premier League, and the FA Cup. But the sort of things that have been restricted are the fact that they cannot sell any more tickets. So that includes selling tickets for away games. It also means that the club shops and other franchises are closed, so they cannot sell any merchandise, and basically anything that brings in any kind of revenue to the club has to be ceased. Of course, this is a knock-on effect with the goings-on, in the horrific goings-on which are happening in Ukraine right now, and these oligarchs which are being sanctioned to restrict what's going on. So I guess the most bizarre thing that's come out of this recently is Chelsea requesting that their FA Cup tie on Saturday evening be played behind closed doors for the... I can't remember what they were saying, with like the integrity of the game.
Sporting integrity, yes.
Sporting integrity. Thank you, Jack. That was exactly right. Which I think is kind of taking a big old dump in the pockets of Middlesbrough Football Club, really, because they've got a big home fixture in the FA Cup, and that would be incredibly damaging to their revenue. What I think they should do is just set up some kind of subsidiary fund that, or maybe even Middlesbrough can sell the away tickets and they take the money. I just can't see why that can't be done, and effectively go and buy your away tickets from Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Why can't that work?
There's a lot to take out of it. First of all, Chelsea trying to use the excuse of sporting integrity is just absolutely bat crazy. If you want to know, like, you want to people, want to say that the game's gone with like certain bits and bobs. The game went with Chelsea. The game went with Chelsea. Like, you see overspending, everything that is wrong with football started with Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was then then Man City then poured petrol on the fire, and Newcastle had to put everything else.
Yeah. Newcastle just came along and dropped a planet on the fire, didn't they?
Yeah, just went absolutely into it. But it started with Chelsea, and they're the team that got a spending ban. A transfer ban a couple of seasons because they that's not what they do. They spend ridiculous money, and even when they did that, they still had players come in. I think that's the season that transfer window was when the Pulisic came in, didn't he? It was that close window. So I've got no sympathy for Chelsea in anything that happens to them, and for them to try and change those rules for Middlesbrough is outrageous. The only people I feel bad for in this whole thing is other people who work at the Chelsea club store, vendors around the ground, people whose job it is. That is who you have to feel really bad for right now. It is awful.
Yeah,
but the sanctions, no.
no, and I can see why they haven't been upheld. I mean, effectively, they are getting special permission, and there are leniencies which have meant that they are still able to put on the games and fulfill the fixtures. Because ordinarily, had this been a standard business, that it would be completely shut down. So,
the Middlesbrough get 20k allowance for every away day.
Yeah. Well, I think the other thing that was said about how how much it costs to transport Chelsea Football Club to an away game. Like, for instance, if they're going off to play Lille tonight, there would be, you know, private planes. There would be, you know, first class coaches and all that kind of stuff. Which I think I read somewhere it's some obscene number, like maybe 70 million quid, that it costs them in expenses to get to these games. So it's no small sum of money, but I think they're restricted to a certain budget cap that they're allowed to spend on stuff like that. So
But here's
it's
the
an
thing:
issue.
I,
But
I I look at that, and then I look at the situation at Derby, and I'm like, there's a
how?
team. There's a team. There's a team I feel bad for here, and there's a team I don't feel bad for.
Hmm.
and Derby is. I look at it like, right, they did all the same things wrong, but now you see, Rooney putting his own money into it to keep it going. You see the players
Yeah.
making sacrifices. If it came down to the other side of it, well, do I think the Chelsea players would make sacrifices? Lukaku wouldn't.
Well, I think Kai Havertz is paying for a bus or something like that. I think he's paying for the coach to get them there. I think, but of course, this will all be wrapped up if Chelsea can somehow resolve this by selling the club to who I understand to be a Saudi consortium. So, how different that will be from the
Exactly.
Newcastle ownership.
I think that's the thing. The things you'll take into is I think now the Premier League are going to be really hard on this, because I don't think government sanctions are, but I do feel things are coming in for City and Newcastle. I think there's too much light on it now that
Yeah.
that's something that's going to happen. So I think maybe the new owners. I don't think it will be. Any way I look at it, I don't think Chelsea's going to have an owner that's going to spend more than Roman Abramovich.
No.
And it's
No.
going to. I feel Chelsea have got to prepare themselves to return to the 90s. Dennis Wise can come in.
I mean, I think the amazing thing is the fact that, Everton are going to get stung for FIFA Fair Play for overspending. And then when you look at the debt that Abramovich is going to write off, effectively 1.5 billion he's going to write off. How has he done that in terms of FIFA Fair Play? Do you know what I mean? How's that actually happened?
Yeah, I think that it must be over a course of time,
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, and keeping in mind that they did just win the Champions. So you can see why Chelsea get their money back, because
1.5 billion.
But the thing is, like, when they win the league last 2018, was it? That's
Yeah, two Champions League.
Two Champions League.
Not going to $1 billion in prize money, are you?
I would imagine
No,
5 years of ad revenue in the leagues would probably come close to that.
Yeah, I think obviously there's commercial entities that they are then able to trade at that level, but to still have Abramovich walking away, well, effectively he's going to be walking away from a $3 billion price tag, which he's not going to be able to get anything of under current stipulations, and he's also writing off 1.5 billion in debt, so effectively close to 5 billion he's going to be walking away from.
Part of me is hoping this is the start of the bursting of the English football bubble. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like when you look at Liverpool, it's like, yeah, that's how a big club should be run. That's how it should be done. Not like Man City, not like the way Chelsea do it.
The wage cap.
The wage gap, there's
Van Dijk's their highest earner.
Yeah, like and when you see the wages and stuff at Liverpool, everything makes sense.
Yeah,
and I feel like there's a slight hope that teams like, even like, I know that the Arsenal supporters don't like the owners that much, but when you look at Arsenal right now, it's really quite good. It's quite they're youthful. They're an exciting team to watch. And if they were to be given, if they finish in the top 4, top 3 this season, they get that little bit extra bonus, and they sign another, a couple of other players at 30, 40 million, and start to do kind of what Liverpool are doing by just slowly improving. I want to see the league go back to that, and I feel like this. If Chelsea get demolished, great. That's them back down there, and I want to see them come for City. I feel bad for Newcastle because I don't want to see it happen to them, because I feel they're on a club that haven't had the the prizes of that yet.
Yeah, they haven't really seen the fruit of what they're being promised. But
exactly. So. But it's still just going to come down to that, and I just hope that. And I look at teams like us and Crystal Palace Aston Villa still spend quite a lot, but still they spend it in the right spots and they're not ridiculous.
No.
There should be rewards for those sort of teams that do that run
Do
a
it the
club
right way.
properly.
Yeah.
The fact that next season is our 10 years back in the league.
Wow.
10 years, I think when we come up to it was 11, 12, wasn't it? 11, 12, was it 12, 30, 12, 30? So yeah, 10 years back in the Premier League. And how many years go us? But then you look at teams like Everton, but if you can maintain yourself in this league for that long, it should be rewarded, and it should, you should be able to reach for this league a little bit more. So yeah, there is a part of me that hopes that it bursts the bubble a little bit. The fact with the loan changes coming in as well, like that will change how everything goes as well. So just more and more sorting the game out.
Only allowed a certain amount of loaney players, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
They're only allowed to loan out a certain amount of players. Yeah.
So there are changes happening, and I'm just hoping it's all for the benefit of the game. I hope we do see that bigger picture of like, okay, right, if we're doing this to Chelsea, okay, we should do it to City. Okay, we should do it to them.
Yeah. I think City is perhaps a little bit more because it's Abu Dhabi, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of it's not quite the realms that I want to be. I'm treading carefully here.
You know what? It's with City. It's non-political. I think that's nothing to do with it. And to be fair, I think as a club, they are well run. I just find it absolutely insane that you can spend that amount of money and it still be okay.
Yeah. It was almost a club that was, they've played some great football and had some great coaches, but it's always been one of those situations where. Well, if it needs more money thrown at it, just keep throwing money at it.
Exactly, and that's what needs to be put aside, is that you can't just keep throwing money at the situation. It needs to be earned. Yeah. But,
when you think about Lukaku, Timo Werner, I mean, how many players like that have Chelsea chucked a load of money at to get in to just have the latest flavour of the week striker? It's just a very, Torres came from Liverpool, another one of big money, we'll have him, so that's probably where a lot of that debt's come from, is just the endless amount of spending.
I think the thing was, I think City will balance itself out when Pep goes. I don't know how they're going to survive that. That's almost like a short, although it's not the length of a Ferguson era, it's going to be the same sort of thing when he goes.
You reckon?
Same for Liverpool. Same for Liverpool. I think when Klopp goes, it's going to be a big adjustment, and it'll be the fruit of the club to see how they go forward on that.
Yeah.
United's problem is their board and their ownership. It's just crazy.
I think it's also about the players in regards to who you're putting in place for the times ahead. Because I think that was the fall of Man United, is the fact that they had a very old squad who
won the league, didn't they? Won the league.
They won the league, but a lot of them were just kind of like coming towards the end of, and then suddenly you had an exodus of players leaving the club, and what was in its place wasn't any good. So there we go. But I certainly hope, for football's sake, that this is resolved. I mean, we have a tie against Chelsea coming up on the 2nd of April. As it stands at the moment, will be without away fans, as far as I can see.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's gonna be. I can't wait to see the shirt without the 3 on it. I'm excited to see what the variation of that is.
Yeah, of course, the other sponsors that are stepping back. No shirt sponsorship. What are Nike going to do? The silence is deafening from them at the moment. But who knows what it'll look like in 2 weeks' time when Chelsea come to St Mary's Stadium. But I do honestly hope it's resolved. It's got to be resolved.
I don't want the club. You don't want bad things to happen to the club in general. You want them to still be a club.
Well, exactly. You're still a fan of. I mean, a bit like with us. Suddenly we found out that Dragan Solak was involved in some dirty dealings, and suddenly we were being pulled apart to pieces. It'd be awful. and to
Yeah,
be no fault of our own.
When all this kicked off, I was straight onto the Dragon background track to be like, right, how untied is he with his Serbian government? Oh, the Serbian government don't like him because he doesn't play by the rules. Nice one, Dragon. Cheers, boy.
Yeah.
He is against state-run news. I'm like, yes, mate. Yeah, you're smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Down with communism. Probably a good idea. Oh my goodness, we've become so political at the end of this stream. I do apologise, but we do have to, address these topics because they affect our club, because they're clubs that we're going to be playing up against. But I just thought it'd be interesting just to have a quick chat about that because it's on all of our minds, and well, it's on mine. Just thought I'd bring it up. Let's do a final question from TikTok here. Happy with your season so far? Yeah.
It's better than expected. I thought we'd be struggling more than we are.
Yeah, we're in a quarterfinal of FA Cup, and we're currently 10th in the Premier League with 10 games to go? 9 games to go. 9 games to go.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be in.
Happy days.
We're not like flying high. Like, if we were ninth, eighth, then it'd be like, oh, we're having a great season. But the fact that I thought we were going to be like pushing for 10th, like, oh, we might just make 10th in the season. And I'm like, oh, no, we're sat on 10th, maybe a 9th. This is a good season. Good season.
There's a comment here from Joe as well. It's just terrifying me as a politics student. This is very interesting. I probably just butchered all of that then. So hopefully I didn't.
If they want us to come lecture, son, just give us a call.
I am just repeating what I hear on the news.
Stay there, don't worry about it.
Yeah. But there we go. And of course, with the goings on at Everton, I mean, there's going to be a fun game tomorrow night with Newcastle United going to Goodison Park to.
Are you starting to believe?
Do you know what? After tomorrow night, I think we'll probably know, because as bad as we were, Watford kind of were a bit dogged and got a result and scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
It's just going to be down to. And I think this Newcastle United side are going to go to Goodison Park and just give them hell.
Do you know what sold it for me? Did you see the way that Leeds reacted after they won against Norwich?
Mm.
And you see what it meant to the players?
Yeah.
They're up for a relegation battle. And that is the same for Burnley. That's the same for Watford, Norwich. Those teams are already gone. They are all still in that position where they are fighting for it.
Yeah.
And Newcastle are not.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle are they are playing like a team that is mid-table that's struggling. Do you know what I mean? They seem like normal Everton. Like if they were sat 8th or 9th and they were dipping down in form into the season.
I think Newcastle.
It's not coming up.
Newcastle were unfortunate to not get at least a point at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, that's that VAR decision is the fact that they didn't even check VAR is an absolute outrage.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. There's also a comment on the game at the weekend.
About the handball.
About the handball, yeah. I mean, I didn't really get a chance to have a look at the replay because the highlights didn't even show it, so I haven't seen it. So I don't know.
It's
only right in front of me. And
it definitely hits his hand, but he's facing the other way and he's jumping in the air. So he's jumped in the air.
Is his hands up like that?
It's up. They're up, yeah.
So that's an unnatural position, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, ho. I don't know why I did that.
It's that. I think it's that thing of like they're like, oh, he didn't have a clue about it because he was facing the wrong way, so he wasn't going to touch the ball. So, yeah, but he still handballed it.
Yeah.
And I think their rules now is if it's not stopping an obvious goal scoring opportunity and it isn't deliberate,
mm-hmm.
they just don't give it or they don't even look at it. And it's just stupid.
Yeah.
One of the saddest things I've seen in a few weeks is the ref on BT Sport trying to tell Alan Shearer that it's the refs are fine. It's the use of VAR. It's just like no, it's the idiots that are running it that don't know what they're doing and that aren't consistent about it. I wish there was
Is he wrong?
I wish there was a ref. I wish there was one ref in the league that just took it by the scruff and he was just like, no, show me it. And every time that he was like, no, I'm going to make a decision. Just show me it. Show me the decisions.
Yeah.
And at one point, the ref on BT was saying like, oh, it's looking at the wrong images. They keep showing the ref the image that isn't certain, but they don't show him the image that's certain. It's like, Yeah, but those are refs running it, so you've got an idiot referee showing you a bad angle. Be like, look at this one that doesn't make any sense first, and then look at this one that makes perfect sense. But
Yeah.
take them both as equal. It's
Yeah.
like, no,
Try to forget the
morons.
one that was inconclusive. The one that we forget that one. Just have a
Yeah.
look at this one. You know, and yeah.
Just refs make it stupid. Who was that bold? You know the bold like international ref from back in the day. What was his name?
Big
You know?
eyes.
Yeah, the big eyes. The one that was on a cover of This Is Football. That's how good he was. He was on the
Yeah.
cover of games. I want him. I want one of him in the league. When when they're like, well, there's something to check here. He's like, let me check it.
Yeah.
Give me the screen. I'll check it.
He's Italian, wasn't he? Italian. Famous Italian referee. Let's see if the chat section beats me to it.
I just want a ref
sections.
to absolutely run games. Even after you know what, that ref would get hated on because it'd be so much stoppage time at the end of the game because he'd be checking a lot. But I don't care. It just needs to be like you need someone just to take hold of the game and see every angle.
Peligi Colina.
That's the one. Peligi Corina. Yeah, that's the one. That guy, wicked.
He
was fantastic. I remember like after he retired, he came on for he went to ref like a one of the like Robbie Williams sports aid thing, soccer aid things. Yeah. And he went to duck underneath a ball. He slipped and he pulled something. He had to go off injured. I was like, no, he's the best one. It's the best legend you've got.
The bald ref. I think anyone that said the bald ref, you all know what we're talking about. The bald Italian ref.
Exactly. So, yeah, I just want someone like him to come into the league and be like, no, this is my game. I'm running it. You need to show me all these decisions. I also think they need to start having ex-players working on the VAR.
Yeah. That was a happy memory. It was the ref in the England 5-1 Germany.
Yeah, well, he was the ref in all the decent matches back in the day, wasn't
he? A game that didn't matter, but mattered to all us Brits.
Well, do you remember that band? What are they called? Spool and Golding, and they wrote a whole song about it. That's Sven, Golden Eriksson. And the whole song was about scoring 5 past Germany. Ollie, Oliver Kahn. That's 5 in German. It's like, oh yeah, great stuff. Different culture back then, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why I put this banner back up. I just didn't have a banner for what we're chatting nonsense about, really. But there we go. Where are we sat in the game? I'm block 1. We're block 4. There
Come say hello. Come talk to us after the game. Get some sound cams going.
What's happened to our fantastic run? Yeah, anyone who wants to have a few words after the game for whether we win or lose.
Unless we feel really bad at it.
Can we?
Newcastle, mate. Newcastle.
Yeah, but we were all expecting to win that, weren't we?
Yeah, but we were expecting to win against Watford.
Yeah. You ending the stream soon? I think so. We've been chatting for quite a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a long one tonight, but we've had lots to chat about. We had 2 games to go over. We had to, and we chat through the lineup. We've given our score predictions. Feeling fairly confident. It's going to be hopefully a sunny day at St Mary's on Sunday, 3:00 kickoff. I'm excited. Are you excited, Jack?
I am always excited. Always excited to go to St Mary's now.
Yeah.
It's just a nice day out, isn't it? I just love the football, mate. I just bloody love the football.
Exactly.
It's not about you, but I find myself more and more every day walking around my everyday life singing "Oh, when the Saints," singing Pompey. It's become a real problem.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic, Tom. Yeah, we'll be on the usual spot. So if you can, wherever you're watching the game from, come around and come find us. We'll hang around for a bit. I think we hang around for quite a while last time, didn't we? We hung around until the road opened.
That was the funny thing. I remember looking at the timer on the GoPro, being like, "We've only been here for 10 minutes. It should be fine." And I realised,
emptied out.
It's still completely. Yeah, it was a ghost town. It was crazy. Didn't stop the traffic being a nightmare on the way home, but
No. Oh, that was horrendous. That was
close to 3 hours for me, but whatever.
Rough one. It was a rough one, that's for sure.
Rougher than rough, tougher than tough.
Indeed. Well, let's we'll close it off there. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us during the chat, during the live stream live. You can also give your comments on the game, on the stream, on replay in the comments section. So let us know your score predictions and predict the lineups in there. So I'm getting distracted by this game. I'm going to go watch this game in a minute because it's looking quite exciting. So yeah, thank you for joining us. Such a slick ending. It's one of our slickest endings we've ever done on a stream, but we do genuinely appreciate the insights because it's also great to chat about not so great results with fellow Saints fans. It helps us, I don't know, detox? Is that the right words?
Yeah, just let the toxins, just vent it, let it get out there.
Exactly.
The one thing that's been nice about a lot of the oppositions that have commented recently is them all saying how nice and calm we are at the end of the games and just how thought out some of the things we say. This is what it's about, you know. Yeah. We have to be able to discuss sensibly what's wrong with Southampton.
Yeah, exactly. And we profess to be nothing other than football fans. And it's just that will never change. We're just football fans who love the game, who love our club, and we will never apologise for that. And you know that will just always be the case.
Which is why that steward telling me off in the last game is not going to affect how I act on Sunday. In fact, I'm going to double down and go even harder.
I would expect nothing less from you, Jack, and I think the fellow subscribers would also.
And looking back, I think I was absolutely in the right. He should have played it to the wide.
He should indeed. Fantastic stuff. Well, good stuff. Well, thanks again so much for joining us. As always, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll hopefully see you all after the game on Sunday after a fantastic Southampton win as we progress onto Wembley for a semi-final. You love to see it. Fantastic stuff. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you in the next one. All right, see ya. Bye.
Bye.